Hello, everybody. I'm Deb Coviello, and welcome to another episode of Deb Coviello Live Talk Media, where I put out this content because I sincerely care about partnering with senior leaders to help you navigate challenges with confidence. And today's show is a little bit about mixed reflections, mixed feelings about the season. When this airs, it is the beginning of December, and it is a time of joy and I would say sadness. So I'm going to share a little bit about what's going through my mind, but there is always a leadership lesson in everything that I share with you. So settle in, listen a little bit to what's going on in my life and what I will say about the holiday season. Again, we just finished up Thanksgiving in the US is, I get a lot of joy, and I'll use these words very intentionally, joy as well as sadness. And I think that is the beauty of the human element, to be able to have such extremes of these emotions. And when you truly feel joy and truly feel sadness, it really, really cuts to your soul. And that's really why we're all here as humanity, is just to connect with each other emotionally and connect souls with one another. When we do that, the sky's the limit and great things can happen. But talking a little bit about myself, joy. I have to think about myself again. As a senior leader, I have to reflect back on myself personally, that I feel that I have impacted a lot of people. Again, every time I show up and meet with one of you, you say, "Oh, I've been listening to the podcast, really appreciate that." People are jumping out of the woodwork to help me and give me guidance on how to reach that big stage that I've been talking about. And I know also in the process, I've touched your lives. You've shared with me how just a few short minutes with you has really impacted you, got you to think a little bit differently. And I do look forward to seeing all of you succeed, or maybe we work together. And the other thing that I really have a lot of joy in is going big. Every time I show up here, I show up on a podcast, I'm invited to speak. I am on bigger and bigger stages to be able to impact you. And that really gives me great joy. On a personal note, we spent time in Eastern Pennsylvania with family. And one of the most enjoyable things, in addition to seeing everybody happy and healthy and smiling, for those that could join us, my middle son joined us with his new wife, and it was like their debut as a couple, and just seeing them navigate the landscape with my family, my husband's very loud family, and mine as well, and just seeing them fitting in and starting their lives together. As a mother, watching their adult children, that truly gives me joy. But it's also a season of sadness for me. And on a personal note, sadness. We're coming up on the end of the year, and there is so much to do to prepare for the holidays, last minute commitments, and also the realization that we're human and we might not get everything done, and we get sad, we get hard on ourselves. But the problem is we never look back and look at all the fantastic things we did. So again, quick note to you, while you may be a little frustrated or sad about the season, look back and see how far you've come. And so here's the lesson that I want to kind of transition a little bit into, is as I see you, senior leaders, CEOs, COOs, any CXO, C-suite leader that is responsible for business, for results, for stakeholders and people in your care. I'm talking to you because I love when I meet with one of you and I see those challenges that are going on. I love to listen to you. I love to hear what you are successful at and what those challenges are opportunities. And so when I think about you, and I'm just going to give you some food for thought. And again, this is some of the words that I use to describe CEO reflections for the season. Some of the words that I use, and this is also evident in my media company: lift, light, and lead, so that you can leave a legacy. Lift, light, and lead for a lasting impact and leaving your legacy. And joy, I can see in you, comes when you have truly stayed true to your strategy, and that in the process you've lifted up your team, given them the tools and capability to be successful. And you've done that by recognizing and shining a light on their unique gifts. And then helping them to be better leaders. And in the process, you elevate your leadership for a sustainable future. And when all that comes into play, you know that you've left your legacy. It is never about the results, but how people remember you. So this, you should reflect back and be joyful. And then I do want to acknowledge that there may be a bit of sadness for all of you, many of you, some of you, or some part of you. And so these are the things that I feel might resonate if you happen to have a moment of sadness when it's at the end of the year. You ask yourself and try to answer these questions. Did you lose focus and not spend enough time on the strategic or proactive work? And again, I'm not trying to be a downer here, but reflection is positive. Thinking back about what didn't work so well is a source of strength. Just know that. Because if you never take the time, then that's a weakness. So source of strength when you reflect back also then what didn't work well and gave you sadness. So again, did you lose focus? Number 2, did you not get the results? And in your gut, it was because you didn't spend enough time on the strategic or proactive work. Did you have high hopes of doing things differently this year, yet you and your team slid into the old ways of working? And again, remember, this is positive, reflecting on what did and didn't happen. It's a source of strength. So again, I advise you to take time. And then finally, did you have the time, or did you ever set aside any time for self-reflection, whether it's daily, weekly, quarterly? And if not, how about now? Reflect. Reflect on where you might see sad. Now, I'm putting this all out there because I'm going to say it again. I really care about you because I see fantastic leaders, very successful leaders, where the old playbook has worked just fine. And then sometimes you get to these crossroads where I see and feel that you're not so comfortable. So I give to you a complimentary 30-minute conversation with you because I want to hear about your joy. I want to hear about your self-reflection and sadness of the season. Again, both sources of strength, so I can hear and reflect back to you what treatment could be needed. And I commit to you, and I say this over and again, but I'm going to be very prescriptive. Let me be your partner. Let me be your partner to help find peace of mind. I can make sure that you are heard, just as an external person, that you are heard for where you have joy and where there's sadness. I can help you see what you are already doing well and shine a light on that. I mean that. You're doing a lot of things right. And I can help you to understand where you're off track and how to get back on track. And so, why am I doing this? I'll say it one more time. I care about you. I was you once, struggling, not having a mentor, not having leadership, if you can call them leadership, to understand where I was struggling and shine a light on my gifts and help me to move forward. So I'm doing this for you because I don't want you to struggle. I'm going to say it. It's easy. You often don't need an expensive consultant. Again, no knock to consultants. I'm one. I'm the drop-in CEO. But sometimes you don't need an expensive consultant or an EOS system or new leadership. It does start with you. I wrote the CEO's Compass, your guide to get back on track. It was just written for you to understand there may be a new way of doing work and also to focus on your mindset and open you up to humanity and what can work well that really inexpensively. Just some slight course corrections to get you back on track. But I'm also writing, I got to get this done. I am writing the new CEO playbook. Stop chasing results and start pursuing peace of mind. Because what's missing from all of this is you can have the greatest strategy, you can have the latest plan, you can get some pretty good results. But have you gotten peace of mind? And so by spending time together, I'm going to help you to understand what peace of mind looks like. Often, the missing piece is you don't have a framework for peace of mind. And you need to replace the old playbook of chasing results. So that's my commitment for you. I want you to spend a little time reflecting about the joy you have experienced this year and all the success that you've realized. And also know that it's a source of strength to understand where maybe you feel off track, maybe there's a bit of sadness, maybe a bit of regret. But only when you recognize what they are, and again, you can do this yourself, you become stronger as a leader. But just know sometimes it is easier to leverage somebody externally and do that work with you. And again, 30 minutes may all be all that you need. I'm pretty good at this. I'm a pretty good deep listener. A lot of people have told me that. And also my way to articulate back, where are you great? Because you are great, and I just want to see you succeed. So let's connect in 2025 and help you to achieve peace of mind by lifting you up, shining a light on your gifts to help others lead and improve your leadership and ultimately leave a legacy. And so that's my wish for you. Again, I was a little reflective today after the Thanksgiving holiday, but I was sitting in my husband's chair. It's his chair, but it was very comfortable as I put this together. And I was just thinking about all the people that I have helped and all the people that I truly, truly do want to help in 2025 and beyond. And this message is for you. It really is up to you now to message me on LinkedIn or reach out to me on my website, dropinceo.com. Let's have a quick conversation and see how we can, again, help you have an amazing 2025. So with that, I just want to wish you all well and much success. And until next week, just be well. And thanks again. Take care.